Welcome to No Direction Beyond, your Starfinder news, reviews, and interviews podcast. I'm Alexander Agunis, No Direction's Everyman Gamer, and I'm joined, as always, by one of this galaxy's two most intrepid Starfinders,
Vanessa Hoskins.
Vanessa Hoskins.
Of
Yeah,
course.
there you go. The pause. Listen, it's got to be in the future. Unfortunately, we don't have James today, which is really sad because we're here for a special feature. Yeah, we literally just recorded an episode like right now it's February 17th and we recorded it like yesterday. So like V and I are like, oh my gosh, so much Starfinder, we can't handle it.
So
and we
much
also
Starfinder.
can't and we can't handle the amazing guest that we have today
Oh
for
my
this
goodness.
special report. We have no idea what's going to happen. Literally anything could happen in this stream today. I'm very happy to welcome I'm sorry if I get your titles wrong since both of you are brand new to this show. Development Manager Linda Zayas-Palmer and Starfinder Society developer Jessica Catalan. No, gosh, I always
Catalan.
say it wrong. Catalan. I should know this. You're on every single adventure path I bought for the last like 2
It's basically true. She's a superstar.
Yes. Fair.
Welcome
Jessica's
to No
like,
Direction Beyond.
Yes, I'm a superstar. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's our pleasure, certainly.
Great. And how are you doing tonight? Yeah, we're happy to have you. It's not very often that we get asked to do the special features. So V and I were like, yes, give it to us. Especially because like, I'm not sure if you know this, but we had John on for our last episode. Like I said, literally yesterday.
Oh my goodness.
He did nothing but be like, yes, this is what's going to be in the new class, but I'm not telling you where you'll get it. And we're like, give it to me now, Compton.
Yes, but the differences between then and now is we actually get some answers, and I'm excited to hear those. So let's hear about Starfinder Organized Play and all the fantastic things that are going on.
Oh, but before we hear about Starfinder Organized Play and all the fantastic things that are going on,
but I want to hear about it.
We got to hear about all the fantastic people who make organized play possible. And here on No Direction, the No Direction Network, we have a tradition. We can't ignore the tradition, V.
But there's cutting edge information. There's brand new stuff that they're going to tell us, and you're delaying it with this conversation.
Listen, don't say it like that. You're going to make Jessica think that we don't want to hear about her because this is the first time. This is the first time Jessica has ever been on a No Direction show. And at the No Direction Network, we have a policy where if you're here, you have to tell us how you got into gaming. Linda has done it. I watched that episode. I know.
No, I stand corrected. So tell us, Jessica, how did you get into gaming?
How did I get into gaming? So I started gaming with Dungeons and Dragons 3.5, right when it was ending. And then I promptly went, well, what the heck? So what do I do with all these books? So I switched over to Pathfinder practically right away.
Oh, yeah, makes sense.
And then transitioned in from there. So I've been playing since the start of, slightly before the start of Pathfinder as a World back in Dungeon Magazine days. Yeah, so mostly just as a player, obviously. But eventually about, 4, maybe 5 years ago, I started a blog. So d20diaries.com, which was mostly a personal blog, just talking about, gaming as a family, right? Because I've been gaming with my children. They started gaming when they were like, 5 maybe. They started playing Pathfinder. So like, it was a personal blog about experiences gaming as a family and just reviews of stuff that we liked or, how we fit into the community, because we weren't particularly like active in the community, right? When you've got young kids, you just no.
Yeah, no.
So it was that, and it was a way to kind of just get out there and connect. And because I was doing all these reviews, one of the things I loved when Starfinder Society launched was the really engaging stories and like just the really fun like madcap adventures you could go on for Starfinder Society. Like there was fun stuff. And so I did a lot of reviews on like just what ones we liked and what we thought and who they might be for. And eventually I had all these reviews and I just one weekend posted them on the Paizo website because like I have them, I might as well put them on there and give the authors the little stars they deserve, right? So I reviewed like everything within the Starfinder Society first season in like a weekend. And
oh my goodness.
Within a couple days, John Compton emailed me and said, hey, like, you review our stuff. Do you want to write our stuff? And I mostly just like squealed a lot, but did eventually email relatively professionally, oh my God, yes. And then, yeah. And then within a couple days, I got an email from Thurston Hillman, who was already offering me my spot on my first Starfinder Society scenario.
Oh.
That was the Withering World. And that was a quest pack with a bunch of other authors.
Mm-hmm.
And then that one kind of came to an end. And I was like stuck in that. This is the only thing I've written. Is it like, is now too soon to reach out for more work, right? Like, so I was like, okay, I'll wait till it's released. Because I mean, then I can at least point to it and be like, I did this cool thing. So I waited and then I waited and then it was released. And then I was like still a little too scared for like a day or two. But and then that next week I got an offer from Thurston to do my second Starfinder Society scenario. I got an offer from Louise Loza to do Lost Omens Legends, and I got an offer from John Compton to do Starfinder Operations Manual.
Wow.
So
you just got flooded right at the right out the gate, huh?
I know, I was obnoxiously lucky.
You made quite the impression, actually, is what I hear from that. Not luck, but
yeah, it's not luck. It's the kind of thing where, like, you know, a freelancer's work comes in and people are like, oh my gosh, how didn't we discover this person anymore? Mm-hmm. Hey, let's talk about how awesome this person is. Hey, we should get they're writing more stuff.
Let's grab them and make them play, and let's do it. And so and now fast forward, you're writing like what, 1 billion Adventure Path volumes every month. Like your output is matched only by Ron Lundeen, and it's very barely, right? That sound about accurate?
I will never catch up to Ron Lundeen. I don't know how I assume he doesn't sleep is what I assume, but I do in there a little bit. So,
no,
I do have an Adventure Path this month now that you mention it.
listen, we were on Legends together. We know how Ron actually, you know, gets all that work done. He signed a contract with a devil. Like that's what it's right there. Like like there you go. Yeah, he did it. It's really good. I'm glad that you are not what's the term? Is it hellbound in Pathfinder Second Edition? Is that what they call it?
Oh my goodness.
But that's okay. You know, some people they want to enjoy the time they're here. I get that. So Linda, I did my research, and the last time you were on a No Direction show, because you've never been on our No Direction show. Last time you were on a No Direction show, your title was very different. I believe that you were the like Pathfinder Society development lead, or was that the title? But it's very different, a different title now. You want to talk to us a bit about that?
I was like a development lead, and then like a development manager, and I've had a lot of like titles over my time at Paizo. But my current one is development manager, and that reflects the fact that I am a manager for specifically the digital adventures team. So Jessica and Mike Kimmel and Thurston Hillman, all the folks who make like organized play and one shots and bounties. And if it's just a PDF and it doesn't have a print version and it's an adventure, then it's us.
Nice. And definitely from talking about Jessica, it sounds like you very much enjoy getting to be her manager from the high quality of her work.
Well, I mean, yeah, I hired her, and I'm really happy about that.
You're like, yes, she's my pick. Nice.
I take pride in that. No,
but
absolutely, yes.
But I see Vanessa is twitching a little bit, so I think maybe we should get to the reason that everybody's here, because we have announcements to hear, right? Mm-hmm. Right? We have secrets that are going to be revealed. And I don't know what they could possibly be. So why don't we hand the soapbox over to you two, and you can tell us what we can expect from this this digital content universe of Paizo?
Yeah. So we have some spoilers for you for season 5 of the Starfinder Society.
Season 5.
Yeah.
Aren't we still on season 4?
We are, and you know what? I think we're going to start at season 4 for you.
Okay.
Brought it up.
Such a tease.
Okay.
She was about to tell us, Alex, what are you doing? We were going to get the scoop.
No. She might spoil like 2 scenarios, right? It's February. There's like 4, right?
Fine.
It's okay.
All right, let's just do season 4. Let's do season 4 so we can get to season 5, because I am super excited, but also excited for the end of season 4. Season 4, go.
Yeah, so each year in the Starfinder Society, we have an overarching plot, which is our meta plot, which we name our season for that year after. And I mean, not all adventures in our season involve the meta plot, and some years are more involved than others. So we're currently in the middle of season 4, which is the year of the Data Scurge. So this season began when a series of digital attacks ravaged infospheres and technology across the system, and then simultaneously robots infiltrated and attacked Absalom Station and the Lorespire Complex, which is the home base of the Starfinder Society. So some of these were like literal invaders, but others were robots already on the station that got infected with the Data Scurge virus and just went violently haywire. So our introduction was written by Jenny Jarzabski. That was for levels 1 to 4. And then throughout the season, the Starfinders have pretty much just worked to solve the Data Scurge. So this could involve like protecting people, obtaining information, making allies, but also like figuring out who or what is behind the Data Scurge and, you know, how to stop them, what are they planning, and kind of launching like counterstrikes and things to foil whatever is coming. So at present, we are nearing the end of this season. We have identified the mastermind behind the Data Scurge, and we're about to bring the Data Scurge to an end. So this is going to culminate in number 416, which is Hope for the Future, also by Jenny Jarzabski.
Jenny.
But I know, Jenny. She's wonderful. But this month we are on 414, which is Rasheen's Memory. So we're getting really close. We got this month, we got next month, and then we got the finale.
Would it be a spoiler to say that the villain is actually Metal Datch, right? Like in Sonic the Hedgehog, but it's Datch, but it's a robot.
Yeah, that would be amazing. I'm changing it as of right now. Everything Jenny's written, just scrap it.
No, it's Metal Datch. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's it. You heard it here. No, definitely not.
Well, that's awesome.
Like, no.
Well, that would be cool.
I'm sure people are excited to get to the like culmination of this season, and it's just like this is a big deal because technology is so integral to the, you know, futuristic world that is Starfinder, that having something like the Data Scurge virus going around and messing with things is not good. So it'll be good for players who get to experience this wonderful climax, but also for, you know, the world of Starfinder that doesn't have this horrible scourge anymore.
It's kind of a meme at Paizo now to whenever you have technical difficulties to blame it on the Data Scurge.
Oh, okay.
Oh, this thing broke. Oh, Data Scurge.
Data Scurge, yeah.
That's pretty great.
Hilarious. All right, so that sounds cool. Anything else about season 4 that you want to share with us?
I think we're gonna say that at the end of season 4, well, Starfinder Society is not in such a great place. So when we launch into season 5, which is going to be the year of Redemption's Rise, the Starfinder Society is kind of fracturing along faction lines. There is infighting and power grabs and just a lot of suspicion in between agents and the groups they're working with. And it's kind of all threatening to tear the society apart. So our first seeker, Ehu Hadif, when he's faced with these, you know, the past mistakes of the society that are coming to light, the betrayal and heinous crimes of some former Starfinders, which has been happening since way back in, you know, year 1, and some other events too have been kind of our fault.
What are you saying? We didn't wake up Cadrical on purpose.
Are you implying that we didn't like a mass genocide on like a bug planet like the Gabranis? Like
cut the mic.
No, everybody needs to know. Everybody needs to.
No, we're fine. We're just looking for information. We're just gathering it. It's cool. We just want to know what happened to the Gap. That's what we're about, right? I think.
Yeah. Yes.
Once upon a comment.
That's when the new memes start in scenarios where like random civilians just start holding up Datch was right signs about
So faced with all this, you know, a little bit of turmoil and the grievances of some active agents, possibly rightfully so, First Seeker Ehu Hadif is embarking on a year of change. So he is opening the floor to all of our agents, giving them a platform to voice their concerns and their plans and ambitions, and to lobby for change within the society. So this causes some new factions to be founded, some reforms to be enacted, and trust is kind of tentatively reforged within the society. And this is where we are picking up at the launch of the Year of Redemption's rise. The society is not in a great place, and it's determined to make a change for the better, not only for themselves as an organization and for their members as individuals, but also for the galactic community that they're a part of, right? So they just want to make a difference, and maybe a good one this time, right? Or again.
Again.
Yeah. So that's where we're starting. But, the Starfinder's plans for a brighter tomorrow aren't without opposition. So this year we will also face off against opportunistic criminals, internal corruption, and uncover some clues involving a secretive criminal organization that has a centuries-old connection to the Starfinder Society.
Oh no. My theory brain is already going, oh no.
Well, are we supposed to guess? Because I have two guesses right off the bat, but one of them I thought that the Starfinder Society is allied to. So
yeah,
now...
that's what I thought, but I feel like we shouldn't guess, because if we start guessing, we don't want to put either of these two wonderful developers and or managers into a position where like their faces give away because we don't hit it and they laugh at us. We do.
Actually, I kind of do want to do that. I mean, I want to.
Okay.
I'll just say no to everything.
You just say no. Okay. Wait, no. Is it the Merchants Guild of the Grand Bazaar? Shoot. Okay. No. Is it the Learned Guard from the Wise Court?
Maybe. I'm gonna say maybe to everything.
You can say no, I can say maybe. Or maybe I should say yes to everything for maximum confusion.
Yeah. I'll say no and nod.
The alien deck is out. That officially means it can be 3 kobolds in a trench coat.
Oh no.
Like
no.
Maybe.
Okay. Maybe.
At some point, like Jessica just continues to like stare at the camera, but her hands are actually going for the notepad and just writing down the things we say. And they're like, not season 5, season 10.
Season 10, I'll give you kobolds in a trench coat.
I mean, at least I know it's not the Coalition of Leshies for Better Fertilizer, so it's probably okay.
No,
maybe.
Maybe. Dang it, Linda.
Hey,
no, it's Starfinder. We don't have Leshies yet. We've got the Raxalites, right?
Raxalites are not Leshies.
They're not. They're Pikmin. That's a big difference.
They're techno
Pikmin.
That doesn't make me great.
All right, so season 5. So what else can you tell us?
Yeah, you mentioned new factions. Can you tell us about those?
New factions.
I will. New factions right this second?
I don't know. As soon as you're ready. I'm ready. Are you ready, Alex? Okay.
Yeah.
Linda?
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. So we have 6 Starfinder Society scenarios that are going to influence the Year of Redemption's rise, the meta plot.
Okay.
And while the remainder of those scenarios for next year will not focus on that, they still touch on this year's themes. So there's a lot of themes of reconciliation and redemption and, doing good in a galaxy that's endured some hard times and hasn't quite yet recovered. So
Taryn Ray is very pleased.
We're going to launch that with the Year of Redemption's Rise, scenario 5-1. That is written by Alex Spidell.
Ooh.
And it will debut at PaizoCon 2022. It's his first Starfinder Society scenario, which is very exciting, and it looks wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, our Year of Redemption's Rise, starting with the first scenario, it is going to shine a spotlight on some of the Starfinder Society's minor factions. So one of those is already established and already exists. That's the Manifold Host. And the other 2 are brand new. So that
I have a character in that faction.
You do. I'm going to get some spotlight this year. You will actually have a scenarios play 5-1. The Manifold Host is in it.
Yes.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to play that because that character is level 13, but I've got him. He exists.
There's going to be a lot more love available for Manifold Hosters going forward. Cool. It's going to move from that kind of obscurity.
But wait, let me rewind and ask for clarification, because you said You just said make a new one, but like my Meniful Holst character needs a boon to play. Like I have a boon from like a really early PaizoCon, like for Starfinder. Are you implying that like people can just join and they're just like the faction that's all about making friends is just making friends?
We're well, I could answer your question, except
but
I was going to talk about a different faction for you.
No, okay, go ahead.
You can't have all 3 factions. You only get 1 faction.
Then I guess that question is just going to hang here in cyberspace, just suspended forever, just like this, frozen in time.
Yep, give it time.
Go ahead.
So we also have 2 new factions.
Okay.
The Advocates, which is what we're going to talk about today.
Okay.
And the Cognates.
Okay.
So the Advocates. So right before the end of season 3, our dear friend Zigzagix went missing in action and was presumed dead. Better known as Ziggy. They are a popular Starfinder. They have been with us right from the start of the Starfinder Society back at like season 1, adventure 1. They are absolutely wonderful. If you don't know Ziggy, you should play something with Ziggy in it. And
Ziggy's
they used to
great.
lead the Exoguardians faction. But during season 4, Ziggy was rescued. So the Starfinders soon learned, though, that was kind of a ruse. Ziggy's cybernetics had been infected with the Data Scurge virus.
Oh, no.
So upon re-entering the Lore Spire complex, they infected guidance. And we have already in-game kind of dealt with the aftermath of that. That is in number 413, the hard reset, which is still relatively new. But, after that, tearing out your cybernetics does not leave you in a good place, and Ziggy is not well. So with the launch of season 5, we get to finally see Ziggy back in the spotlight. So when Ziggy emerged from the recent coalescence to find the Starfinder Society, like literally splitting apart at the seams, their heart broke. And they were determined to kind of mend the widening rifts between agents and just reunite friends and offer all those hurting the support that they needed to recover. So Ziggy founded a new faction, the Advocates. The primary goal of the Advocates as a faction is to comfort and defend, support, and uplift all their fellow Starfinders. So they're aiming to foster bonds of fellowship, to ensure like appropriate support systems are available for their agents, and to improve the working conditions within the Starfinder Society. Beyond the Society's membership, the Advocates aim to enact community outreach programs, hold charity events, and just like the themes of this year, right? They're just trying to do good in a world still reeling from the Data Scurge.
Yeah.
So they're kind of,
I love it.
So they are, so that's what Ziggy's in this year. And, Ziggy's passion and heart and understanding has caused this very minor faction's ranks to very quickly swell. They're a popular fellow. So you can expect multiple scenarios this year to feature the Advocates, including 5-1, which is going to introduce all 3 of our minor factions.
Wonderful.
Very cool. So let me ask you the most important thing. Ziggy coming back, does that mean we're getting back the greatest love story that has ever been told in organized play campaign? Is that coming back?
It depends if you're talking about Ziggy and Solita or Ziggy and their love for Strawberry Machine Cake, in which case both.
Okay, that's good.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, it's good stuff. Yep, that's what we need. That's definitely the what we need in this post Data Scurge world, 100%.
Yeah.
So I know that we're talking about the Advocates today, but I couldn't help but hear that your other faction was called the Cognitives. So I have to ask you, the Cognites. So I have to ask you, before they were founded, were they the Precognites?
I'll work that in just for you.
Thank you.
I am suddenly embarrassed to be on this show.
You know
Mostly
what?
because I didn't think of that joke first.
I've been studying with Andrew Mullen. I'm sorry, my skills have gotten good.
Okay, yeah, no, yeah, that makes sense. Andrew's a master.
Yes.
So the Advocates. So they just sound like just very precious. Are they a minor faction because once sort of the initial pain of the Data Scurge has been healed, they're going to go away, or is there a chance they might stick around for a bit?
So all of our minor factions are minor just in the sense that they are not as large and as much of a focus as the major factions we have. They're still going to be around until, well, forever.
Okay.
Until there is no more Starfinder Society, I guess.
Until they're like, oh, we're done with those. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I don't know. They sound really neat, and I would want to play an Advocates factioned character. That sounds like a super cool character to play. Being part of that group that's just trying to like help and heal. And I would hope that they'd be around for a while. So that's encouraging. Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely something that we've learned that like over time that people aren't really a fan of their faction being retired. So outside of like the Second Seekers, where it's like, okay, yes, this is about like following the way of a specific person who like is clearly not going to be in that position forever, and so we know that
there's like the expectation that we have
the
a season or two
unless there's that expectation set up. Yeah, it's more fun to be able to stick with what you like.
Yes, definitely, I can see that. Very, very cool. I mean, I say that as someone who is a Scarab Sage player, and you know what? On one hand, I miss them. On the other hand, my one character has like a Kitsune Star Gem as a Scarab, and that's pretty cool. So I can't really complain too much. So I mean, we have these 3 great new minor factions. Are we seeing any shakeups in the major factions?
All of the major factions are still going to be there. They're still going to be doing this. Well, the same thing they always do, but in relation to our year, obviously. Their goals slightly change each year depending what's going on. But yes, you can expect all of our major factions are still there. They're still kicking. And they're still doing their thing. They're still going to feature in our society scenarios as much as they usually do. But we're also going to shine some spotlight on the other ones as well.
That sounds really cool.
And, you know, the addition of new factions also like does kind of like suddenly new factions does kind of shift things around in the society that's already shifting, so you might be able to see like so it gives the opportunity for more interplay than with more characters. Just like people love the story of Salita and Ziggy. You can see more faction leaders.
Very cool.
Now I have a question also about season 5. So Starfinder as a whole is gearing up for this big like drift crisis. And
that's what I was going to ask.
I haven't heard you say anything about that. We're talking about healing after the Data Scurge and all this. How does the drift crisis affect the Starfinder Society and the scenarios that we're going to see in season 5?
That, you know, that does sound like something that some people might need to lend a hand and do some good with. So you can expect that this is not the year of the drift crisis, but the drift crisis does definitely happen this year, just like it does ripple across all of our Starfinder lines. So you can expect 3 drift crisis scenarios from the Starfinder Society. Cool. And much like our others, like they're not part of our meta plot, but they're each standalones at different levels. So you can experience a drift crisis as like low level, mid level, high level. Okay. But they fit into our season's themes as well, right? And like, just like we've just finished the Data Scurge, you know, which is technology messing everybody up. And oh, look, now here's the drift crisis. Also, some technology going to mess some people up. So
we're going to go back to a purely magical society after these 2 like galaxy-wide crises. People are just gonna be like, you know what? Screw it. We're just casting spells again. We're gonna go back to this like shamanistic lifestyle throughout the technology. We'll be Izzle-goons, you know?
You see everybody on Absalom Station just running around with their hands in their air screaming, and then it pans over far away, and then you just zoom in on the home world of the Hanakins, the little magical raptor people who eschew technology, and they just look at the camera and go, reject technology, embrace tradition, and they wave their fingers and little wisp motes appear all around, and they go, ah! And then that's just where the Starfinder commercial ends for the entire scenario.
And you know, there's kind of a difference too between like something can be like about the drift crisis, but even if a scenario isn't about the drift crisis, drift crisis is still going on. So like you can get like a little bit of drift crisis spice in a scenario that's not otherwise like, oh, I am all about the drift crisis.
Yes, you can definitely expect once the drift crisis hits, there will be probably a higher number of scenarios than most years happening within the Pact worlds. And also quite a few closer to Absalom Station as well, right? And when we do go far, we are gonna have to find some way to do that.
No,
That's what I was
Like,
thinking. I know there's some other
you can-
drive options, but they're
There
mostly
are.
terrifying.
Yeah.
So Vanessa and I both worked on the Starship Operations Manual. So did Jessica. I would like to give some very important feedback to all the Starfinder Society agents out there. Do not use those wormhole generators that are in Starfinder Operations Manual. Just don't. If there is a single like Starfinder Society agent or officer who tells you to get into your starship and fly through one of those giant multi-dimensional bubble rings, just instead walk right out of that room, go find Ziggy and report that OSHA violation immediately.
Go join the advocates and have a secret trip.
I have some slightly different advice.
Oh,
use the warp drive.
No.
Use the
listen.
warp drive.
Listen, there's like a 25% chance that you rip the
Maximum
fabric of
power.
space-time, and everything between you and the drive you're going through just vanishes out of space-time. Don't do it. Don't listen to her.
Maximum power.
We just got Ziggy back. We don't need them getting erased.
You know what? Look, here's my philosophy. If you use the warp drive and it erases a planet, you didn't need that planet anyway. It's fine. You just gotta get there.
I think that's awfully Thanos of you, V.
I may or may not be a priestess of the Devourer. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Just use the warp drive. It's okay.
Oh
Your
my
Starfinder
gosh.
Society villain.
Yeah.
Just
Everyone just use the warp drive.
free warp drives for everyone. No,
You get a warp drive and you get a warp drive and you're not there anymore.
well, you would have gotten a warp drive. Oh well.
It's a self resetting scheme, because every time someone goes through and disappears, you have a new warp drive to give to somebody else. Oh my gosh. Yeah, no. So assuming that your plan isn't to delete all Starfinders from existence by sending them through warp drives, what other types of things can we expect in Starfinder Society Season 5?
Give me a chance to think what I can tell you.
Will there be
no.
mechs? Are we gonna see mechs?
Yes, I can confirm that there is some mechs in it.
Are we gonna be fighting mechs against giant kaiju?
That might be reaching a little high.
Okay.
What level are you?
Starships versus space whales?
I mean, we've done that. It's possible. It's in the realm of could happen.
It was cool, and I would do it again.
Just go out there and hunt the space whales. You can be what is it? Captain, is it Abad is from Moby Dick? And you just sit on the top of your sit on the top of your starship and go, "Oi, there she blows, the Uma," and it goes.
Yeah, I don't think Captain Ahab wanted to hug the space whales.
I assume you have harpoons. I'm pretty sure you wrote those.
We did. Yes, we wrote harpoons in there. You can just grapple onto them, ride them around. So what else can we see though? So okay. So you thought about it. I gave you a chance to think. What else we're going to see in season 5? Spill all the secrets.
It's unfortunate you remembered. I can tell you.
I was buying you time specifically with shenanigans about space whales.
So I know that when a new season comes out, let me buy you some more time. Time is helpful. I know that oftentimes when a new season comes out, a lot of times like the core rules for like what gets printed out in the guide change too. New guide comes out, shakeups, new things are available. Traditionally, you guys have added new player species to the list like every couple seasons or so. Do we have anything exciting on that front to look forward to that you can talk about?
Can tell you that.
Okay.
The secrets here they come. All right, everybody, get your secret collecting pails ready.
So you are right. Every year we usually add a couple new species to the list of ones that you can play for free, and this year they are 5 of them, just special for you. We've got don't get too excited.
Okay.
It's probably not what you thought when I said that. Sorry. There are Dragonkin.
Cool.
Okay, that's a good one.
There are Patra.
Also a good one.
Wait, are those the cats?
Those are the cats. Yeah.
Those are the Vescarium cats.
There
What? I want to play a space cat.
That's because they're awesome.
It's on brand.
Yeah.
You even got your cat ears today.
There.
I do.
There are Sarcasians.
Okay.
Sarcasians are the tall, gangly ones from the diaspora, and when they jump out into space, they get glowy wings. I love them pieces.
Oh, those were when Starfinder launched. Those were like the big, like top tier boon. I remember because I had one and I could have made one, but instead I made one of those big Breathetta spiders. Like,
there is Shobad. Shobad are the four-armed kind of giant people from Catalan.
That doesn't sound so
bad.
And there are Velaka, which are our super.
Oh my god, there's
wolf folk.
I can guarantee you that of like they're the ones there's gonna be a lot of people. There's gonna be a lot of people who like those. Yeah, that's gonna be like that in Dragonkin. Like I'm pretty sure there's like at least an entire state worth of people who just like stood up out of their chair, walked out, and was like, "Yes, victory laps!" So,
I've had this build for 3 years, and I can finally use it.
With Patra always available, correct me if I'm wrong. Is Chicories are also available on that list too? I don't remember.
I don't know off the top of my head.
You must have the list memorized.
Because I was going to say that if they're available, that means like the entirety of the core species of the Vescarium are now always available, assuming Ishtikris were, but I don't know if they are. But squid people, they're cool. I don't know.
There might be the holdouts. I'm still excited about cat people. I can't help it. I've got a tab open. I'm sorry. I apologize if I'm distracted. I already have a tab open making my character. I can't stop.
It's fine. It's fine. Dragonkin are pretty sweet. Like I'm excited that I can just run around and say, "Rawr, I'm a dragon."
Oh my gosh, "Rawr, I'm a dragon." Why would you want to be a dragon when you could be a cat person?
I would like to point out that I have a Dragonkin. He's played one game, and it was right before the pandemic. And basically what happened to this poor guy is it was the season 3 scenario where you crash on an alien planet, and he is a technomancer who loves being a technomancer surrounded by technology. And he got stranded on an alien planet and having to rough and tumble survive it for like 3 months. And I was like, yeah, you've earned a break. You went through a lot of trauma getting crashing on this planet. Go ahead, you big scaly gold dragon guy. It's okay. Just go take a break.
Well, it's funny you should say that, because the next scenario you're going to play is with those magical raptors who shoot technology and just like magic.
No, listen, don't even make fun of that. I'm playing an Attack of the Swarm game with Tim right now, and I'm playing Hanukkah Mystic named Dr. Raptor.
Awesome.
Yes. Wow. He's got a PhD in medicine. He is a doctor, and his first name is Doctor, and his last name is Raptor. It's Dr. Raptor.
So, so we've got five new species that we can play. Are those temporary for the season? Is it like get it while it's hot? Are they just permanent additions to opening up for the Starfinder Society?
Those are permanent additions.
Forever is a very good answer.
That's so good. I love a game where you're like, well, let's see, what species should I play? And they're like, well, you only have 37 choices. And you're like, oh god. I want to get there. That is so cool. What was the motivation behind those 5, if I may ask?
Yeah, how do you guys choose?
Well, sometimes a little bit based on how much they cost a little bit. I can't just throw out all the most expensive ones. I'm sorry, Alex won't let me. But not this Alex, sorry, the other Alex.
Yeah.
We know, but cost.
In fact, let's all blame this Alex.
What do you mean by cost?
But the rest of it, well, because ancestries cost achievement points.
Oh, right. That
way.
Okay.
As things, they cost points to unlock, right? So I can't make all of them the most expensive ones. Primarily, though, these were based on story-wise. So Dragonkin, Sarcasian, and Shobad are literally ancestries in the Pact Worlds that you can't play as. Like, why not? We're in the Pact Worlds, and especially because in this upcoming Drift Crisis season, we're going to be spending a lot of time in the Pact Worlds. So those were some of the reasons I wanted to see those ones out there. Patra, we have been focusing a lot in some previous scenarios. The last one, for example, was with helping some Patra rebels and stuff like that. And you'll see more a little bit more touching on the Patra story coming soon for season 5. And Vlaka just really ties in with our themes for this year, right? Vlaka are really like, they like forming communities and bonds, and they're just fit really well with the Year of Redemption's Rise, which is why we decided to add them as well.
Howling at the moons too.
Mm-hmm.
You have to do a lot of howling if your planet has a bunch of moons.
Yeah, well,
probably do. Is there one that becomes your favorite howling moon, or?
Well, I mean, plus, sure I'm sure a lot of Vlaka probably just want to go someplace new because they live on a planet that's circling a star that is like dimming. And so, like, I mean, that's pretty cold. And I imagine, like, if you have the technology to just leave like the forever ice planet, maybe there are some people who just really are summer people or want to learn if they're summer people. You'll never learn if you are a summer person on a world with a dimming sun. Like, that's just the answer. Like, you're just stuck.
I can imagine a Vlaka like finally going to like the beach planet with like palm trees and mai tais, and they're like, this is horrible. I'm really warm, and there's so much sand in all of my fur. Why would I have come here? This sounds like a terrible idea. That's it. I'm gonna go skiing. This is the worst.
You would absolutely need to get some kind of a haircut like as soon as you got there, because their fur is probably evolved for that cold weather, like actual huskies. So they just immediately sit down, and then they're big, beautiful, luscious fur. They're like, I can't shave this. I spent way too much long on my home planet. This is like the peak bod right here. You should admire my winter bod. And then like they're saying this as they're like their tongue is just roll out and they're panting nonstop.
Well, they have like a 10-step fur regimen to get the fur all like nice and pretty looking and like healthy. I mean, you gotta get it wet, then you gotta scrunch it, then you gotta put like product in it, then you gotta scrunch it again, and then you gotta wrap it in a towel, and then you gotta undo it, and then you gotta scrunch it again, and then you gotta blow dry it. It takes like hours. So when Vlaka tells you that they're washing their fur, like this is a legit thing. It's not just blowing you off. I'm telling you.
Welcome to No Direction Beyond.
Your armor's environmental protections, people might usually think of those as being things for like the planet of poison gas or whatever, but you can just be like the sand, the beach.
Oh God, you know what? I would absolutely be me. I would have my armor environmental protections on all the time with my little built-in air conditioning, like just not dealing with this summer heat. Like, oh my God. Can you imagine how much more tolerable Disney World would be if I had an air-conditioned bodysuit?
Okay, but you'd be one of those people though that like, you sit down to have a cup of coffee and they're like, I need the charger. You're like, what? And you're like, I need to charge my armor. I've been running it all morning. And you're like, well, I'm sitting here. Yeah, but this table has the charger. So like move so I can use it. What are you talking about? I'm enjoying my space latte. Get out of here.
Oh my gosh. You know what though? I would do it because the last time I went to Disney World like 4 years ago, I got the flu from somebody who decided to come to Disney World with the flu. And obviously once you're at Disney World with the flu, it's like, well, I might as well be at Disney World with the flu because I'd have the flu anywhere else I went now. So obviously I stayed in bed.
All right. So back on track. Let's review. We have season 4 coming to an end in a few months. We're going to get the end of the Data Scurge. And you said the big bad villain was who now?
Not answering that question.
Oh man,
so close. Tried. So we don't know the big bad villain yet, but we're getting close. We're
definitely capitalism.
Definitely capitalism. Okay, and then after we defeat
some people who have played will already know who the final is, but I'm not saying it because that was like the most recent one.
Oh no! So you're telling me that?
Let me get my downloads. One second.
Maybe you should go play it, then you'll know. See?
I mean, I probably should. Yeah. Okay, so that's coming up, and we're gonna face that whoever that jerk was that broke a bunch of the galaxy. Okay, cool. And then we have season 5 where we're making reparations. And wait. Oh no. Okay, I thought I saw a correlation. So season 5, 5 new species we get to play as, 3 new factions we get to play as without having a boon. This is pretty cool. Any other things that we can expect out of the society?
I mean, you're definitely going to see more about the opposition to these plans for the brighter tomorrow, like she mentioned, that secret organization.
Secret organization, yes.
And there's other forces that are operating in the shadows. Not necessarily having the best of intentions. And
is it Datch again?
I'm not gonna say I maybe.
No.
I'm just gonna say that.
Hey, we deserve that.
I can neither confirm nor deny whether Dash is going to appear again.
Okay.
Well, technically, you're a development manager. You just won't. That's a very, very strong line.
I choose not to. I have insights because Jessica, like, but this kind of went from like, there was some shifting around, and it's like, okay, yeah, so Jessica's going to be in charge of this, and then this new season, and I'm thinking like, okay, that's like a lot to drop on someone. And the next day, Jessica's like, oh well, I have this plan. And it's just like, wow, yeah, like she just like picked this up and ran with it, and there is like, she's got tons of awesome plans, and there's also going to be at some point like a vote that we're going to be doing for big public vote that we're going to be doing to try to decide something close to home with the society. I'm not going to say what that is, but there's a thing that we're going to be doing a vote for.
Oh, very cool. Okay. I'm sure we'll all be very excited to hear that. So let me ask you this, Jessica. We've had Thirsty on to talk about Starfinder Society. We've had Jenny when she was a developer for Starfinder Society on, and when we had Thirsty told us that John and him wrote this like big old plan. And then Jenny basically told us that like she picked up part of it and then made changes and then like kept moving with it. And so now, how much of that plan do you say that you are now the custodian of, or are you like, oh no, it's time for all Jessica all the time, the Jessica Power Hour, the Jessica Supreme feature?
Yeah, I just busted in and just took everything and just like threw it out the window.
She goes in, she drops
all this experience.
There's a gorgeous slate board in the organized play office. She kicks open the door, punches the board, it shatters, and then she takes her glasses, puts on like the little clips for shades, and goes dun, 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 and then just walks out.
Pretty impressive kick to go all the way from Canada to.
That would be impressive.
I mean, it's Jessica freaking Catalan. I mean, I don't doubt that it could happen.
Get like the Chuck Norris facts of Jessica Catalan.
I will say that no, I would not take all of the seeds that they have been dropping throughout all this time and just like totally ignore them. But that is all I'm going to say about that.
I guess I can say that like you're picking up on things, but this definitely has your own spin on things. There's some things that you took in a similar direction to the way things are going, and then there's other things that that Jessica is picking up and taking in her own way, and I think that's really cool.
Yeah, I think that's the appropriate way to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm picking up at the end of the Data Scurge, right? But how we pick that up and the stories that we decide to tell, like, do we focus on all this infighting or do we focus on something different? And obviously we chose something different, right? So that is very much, yes, me picking up where we leave off and deciding where we go from here.
Very cool. It sounds like it's a very exciting time to be in the pilot seat at the Starfinder development suite at I don't know at the organized play offices.
Yeah, I think it's a fun time to come on. I mean, it was strange starting so near to the start of the new season. Because Linda's right, like that is a big thing to decide when you're just starting. But it was really exciting as well. And it was really nice to get to do.
It was kind of like, welcome, Jessica. We're going to need a new season plan within like your first 6 weeks of being here. So
no pressure.
A lot.
Linda's like, welcome, Jessica. We need you to make a new plan. But don't worry, we have plenty of research material left for you by your predecessors if you'll follow me. And she walks down the hall and turns a corner, and you just look inside and see the warehouse from Indiana Jones and the Lost Ark, and it's just filled with notebooks that John, Thirsty, and Jenny have filled.
Yeah, but
Linda's
most of those are
enjoy.
Most of those are just doodles of Skittermanders, so I don't know.
Yeah, you know, I'm a bit more with Vanessa here. You know, you give us too much credit if you assume that everything is in like organized notebooks and not just like, oh crud, where is that file somewhere where we wrote down this idea?
Just boxes of not labeled flash drives.
Well,
and most of the flash drives are memes.
Oh gosh, probably. I, for one, have great faith that this is going to be a fantastic season just from the existing body of work that you've put out. I can't wait to see what's going to happen, what y'all do with the drift crisis in society and how you're going to face it from that direction. And little Ziggy, like, what are they going to get up to? Gosh, it's so cool. I think you have a really cool season coming up, and I can't wait to see what you do with it. That being said, we are coming close on time here. Is there anything else you want to shout out or chat about while we've got you?
I can point out that we have some art of Ziggy that you can show.
Oh, I did. I can show it again, though.
Oh, you did show. Oh, well, sorry. There we go. That's all I got.
I'm pretty good at clicking the buttons. I click the buttons, and there's Zig on the cool looking wheelchair.
Very awesome. Very excited.
This
is looking forward to premiering this season. At PaizoCon.
Oh, now do we know if PaizoCon is going to be physical or digital only? Have they made that announcement yet, or is that like a PaizoCon live announcement or a Paizo live announcement? I don't know what's been said.
I would say if you want to hear more about PaizoCon, you should probably come to Paizo Live.
Oh, well, I think this is. Go find that video because I think it already happened by the time
already exists.
It's already there.
Go back, go find it.
Yes.
Yeah,
this question's been answered. Alex, why are you asking a question that's already been answered? Come on.
Wibbly wobbly, tiny whiny stuff.
Alex is going to be your best source for that information. So I'm going to turn that over to, by the time you see this past Alex, to answer that for you.
Oh no, yeah, I'll probably know by the next time we have an episode, unless we're talking about Spadell. I can't usurp Spadell yet. I don't have Alex.
We're talking. I'm not putting you on the spot there, Alex. I'm talking Spadell here.
Okay, cool. Because
there's so many Alexes.
I don't have the Alex Hive Mind class feature yet. We're getting there. We're getting there slowly.
Yeah,
work on it.
Tell me a bit about all of the amazing things that you are doing, Jessica, that you want to shout out to. All of these great Adventure Path volumes with your name plastered right on the cover.
Oh my gosh, I do have some stuff with my name plastered on the cover. So this month, Lost Mammoth Valley is book 2 of the Quest for the Frozen Flame Adventure Path that takes place in the realm of the Mammoth Lords. That is out this month. Oh gosh, I can also tell you that in a couple months, Book of the Dead, I have a cover credit on Book of the Dead coming out, which means I wrote a whole lot of words involving dead stuff.
Cover credit. Nice. Wow, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. And another Adventure Path volume I have that is currently announced is Redshift Rally, which involves space racing and all kinds of fun stuff. And it is probably one of the most fun adventure paths I've ever had the chance to work on. It was really, really fun to get to do, and lots of crazy characters, and it's going to be a blast.
Very cool. And Linda, I hear that you have like a podcast or something that you might want to talk about.
Yeah, I am on Twitch stream, Arcane Mark, twitch.tv/Arcane Mark with Mark Seifter every Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. Pacific and every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Pacific. We talk about all sorts of things. We've been doing a lot of reviews of books. We have started interviewing people again. We just interviewed Logan Harper from Customer Service.
Nice.
And before that, we interviewed Mike Kimmel from Organized Play.
Nice.
And we've done all sorts of stuff. We build monsters and nations and things like that. We played Wildermyth the other day. Basically, whatever people vote for. We've also got a Discord.
Nice.
Tiny.cc/Arcane Mark. Everybody's welcome.
Very cool. V, do you have anything that you want to shout out to? Any cool, exciting projects or secrets?
No, this is their episode. My cool shout out is that this has me really pumped to make another Starfinder Society character. I'm gonna make a cat lady. No, everyone's surprised about it, but I'm gonna do it.
Oh no!
I can't wait.
My shout out is that if you want to hear more of this great No Direction content, then you should follow us on Patreon or Twitch or on our Discord. Good stuff. We definitely can't do these types of special reports without the support of all of our patrons. So if you want to go hang out and become our newest patron, we'd be mighty appreciated. I don't even know if appreciated is a word. I apologize for my English.
It was a weird grammatical choice. I'll give you that.
Listen, one of the problems is that I'm great at talking until I suddenly forget how to talk, and then I really wish I had a verbal editor, just someone to stand right here and say, "No, don't talk like that." Maybe someday.
Could be me, but I ain't gonna do it. All right.
No. Good.
I just wanted to thank you both for being on the show and giving us such juicy bits of information. And I honestly hope that we see you back again here soon to talk about all sorts of things. Hopefully, once the perpetrator of the Data Scurge has been revealed, we can talk about that whole plot. That would be actually super cool. I'd love to have you both back. So together or individually.
Looking forward to it.
Thank you very much for having us.
Yeah, and until next time, go beyond with No Direction.